Hey guys, I am just gonna do another book talk since I'm here and my hair is still irritating me. This is for The Mothers by Brit Bennett. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. This book was absolutely fantastic. I gave it 4 to 5 stars. Oh gosh, I am so happy that I liked this book. I picked this as my first book for the Around the World in 20 no, Around the World in 52 Books challenge for the year, and it is a book that was like on the Goodreads Choice Awards. I think this was shortlisted for the debut authors or debut books for 2016. My foot has fallen asleep. That is very, very important. So this book was great. I was honestly expecting to really not like it when I was maybe like starting the book. Oh my gosh, I got another email. I'm not that popular, guys. It's all junk mail, I promise. And I just did not like this book when I started it. It's very uncomfortable because it's very, very contemporary and very, very plot driven. Like, so much plot happens in this book, and I'm just not really used to it. Like, it's a very plain, ordinary book. Like, this happens, and then, oh, let's just, and then all these things happen. And it's so and that's like, I feel like that's kind of a mean thing to say, like, oh, your book is so ordinary. But it really, I don't know at what point in the story, fairly early on, I just got completely hooked. I needed to know what was going to happen next. I was so upset while I was reading this book. Uh, I don't really want to tell you anything about the plot because I feel like the plot's the whole point, but we're following Miss Nadia Turner, and she gets into a relationship with Luke Shepard, who's the pastor's son, the summer before she goes away to college. And things happen, and then more things happen. She's got a friend named Aubrey, who she becomes friends with that summer, and they become like best friends. And then their lives kind of just take off from that. I feel like a good chunk of the story takes place during that first summer, and then it kind of like skips a little bit of years, and then, continues and things happen. There's like ramifications of what happened to that one specific summer for everyone. And oh my God, I literally felt sympathy for all three characters throughout the entire book. I also was very, very upset with every single character, basically throughout the entire book. It has to do with loss and loving and longing, and just like I, it's just so upsetting to me because I feel like I live my life in a way that is just, I don't really hold anything back. Oh, I'm really, oh gosh. Oh, Jake's coming with food soon. Woo! Um, I, as you can probably tell based on that reaction right now, me telling you that, I say everything. I say everything about my life to everyone because I don't know. I have no sense of like privacy or of like secrecy or anything. I literally don't think about things. I just say whatever comes to my mind out loud, and that's what you get. I'm just super honest and open and whatever. I literally just say things and that's it. And I feel like so many problems in this book could have been resolved by just saying some stuff that was a secret. And I know that then there wouldn't be a story. So, like, I'm obviously not asking for that to happen, but it's very hard. I kind of want to start crying now. That was very difficult for me to read. And it's just like kind of like when you're watching a horror movie and the person's like, oh, I'll be right back. And then they go off like by themselves. And it's like, what are you doing? Stay together. You're going to die. That's how I felt when I was reading that, because it's like literally you could have prevented so many problems if you just were honest about what was happening in your life. And I understand, you know, I don't understand the need to keep secrets, but whatever, it's cool. So I loved this book. I would super recommend it. I thought it was a very, very quick read too. It went by, it's not very long, it's in the 200s, and I read like over half of it in one day because I just couldn't put it down because it is so plot driven that you're like, oh, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? Like, I need to know what's gonna happen. Um, Again, it hits on the themes that like touch my heart, which is like unrequited love and longing and loss and just like it's so heartbreaking because you just like, ugh. And there's a lot of like what ifs, like a lot of this book has to do, or like a lot of the characters spend, frankly, too much time in my opinion thinking about, well, not too much time in my opinion, because it's a big decision that like gets made quite early on in the book. And so it's kind of like, oh, if I had taken a different path, like how could my life been different? And like looking at someone else's life and saying like, that could be mine, like your life is so great. So that kind of like, it reminds me a lot actually of My Brilliant Friend, and how the two friends have, in my opinion at least, it seems like they're always like longing for what the other person has, and how it seems, because their lives are so different, that it seems like, oh, your life is so much better than mine. But like everyone has like good things and bad things about their lives. But woof, it was really good. I will say it is mildly predictable. I know I'm saying like, oh, da 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 da, like brr, but there is like one pretty major thing that is just like so predictable, and saw it coming a mile away, and so that was kind of upsetting, because you don't really want that. But ugh, it's still really good. And also, something that I have a bigger issue with is that there are a lot of gender stereotypes in this book, and that kind of bothered me a lot. There's a lot of like associating the color pink with women, like, oh, her pink suit, and like, oh, her pink frilly socks, and like, oh, her pink this and her pink that. And it's like, I'm a girl and I don't really like the color pink very much, so please stop. There are other colors that exist. The color pink is not a girl color, it's just a color, so please stop associating it with women. And there's also a big part, like a big part of the story. I feel like I'm talking nothing about why it's called The Mothers, but a big part of the story is that the main character, Nadia, her mother has killed herself like right before the book starts. And so she kind of like flashes back or talks about the funeral or the memorial service or whatever, where she's with her father and seeing her father cry, and like how upset it made her that her father was crying, and like referring, I don't remember the exact wording because I did read this very quickly, but some kind of talk about how it's like not manly, and like it just, to me, it associated like crying and having emotions with being unmanly, which really upset me. But then Luke Shepard, he is a man and he does act not like that. So, but that bothered me. I think the dad cries again, but it's just like this like image that we have of men needing to be strong, tough, da da da. Like I feel like that was enforced a little bit in this book, and I don't know if that was just like my reading of it. I'm sure that she didn't mean to do that, but that made me kind of uncomfortable and upset, because I think it's very strong to show your emotions, and I think that men should do it more frequently. So, boop, boop. There's my 2 cents about that. But yeah, so besides that, I really, really did enjoy this book, and I would super recommend it if you're looking for like a fun, well, it's not very fun. It's very sad. Kind of sad. And a little uplifting. It's all over the place. Just go read it. It's great. It's a fantastic debut also. I'm very impressed. We'll definitely be checking out other books that she writes in the future. Maybe not hardcover. The only reason that this is hardcover is because I got it in my indispensable box from Powell's, which means, it's signed. But yeah, so I'm not a big hardcover person, but it was really great, and I probably rambled enough. So